Hey guys, it's Sophia. Welcome back to my channel. So we have some new scenery today. I'm currently at Barnes & Noble's. So if it's a little windy and you hear a train running by, that's why, because I'm outside. Hopefully it turns out alright, because and then I'm gonna have to refilm. So today I'm gonna be filming a pretty different video from what I normally do, but I feel like it's something that I've always wanted to do and have on my channel. So this video is going to be about self-care, self-love, everything in that nature. So regarding self-care and self-love, I'm not here to talk about how a face mask and a bubble bath will fix all your internal struggles, or how a glass of wine will miraculously make everlasting peace with yourself. So while those things are a great way to manifest the ambience of self-care, those materialistic things aren't actually necessary. So I'm here to talk about what true self-care really means to me. And I want to talk about 5 ways that have turned my life around and I'm hoping could also help you guys out. Gosh, I thought it's a lot harder to film outside than I thought. There's a lot of things going on and the wind is blowing. Anyways, let me get this disclaimer out there, is that self-care, self-love is not a destination. It's a journey. It's something that you learn to do. It's not a race. It's not a competition. It's just literally learning more about yourself, learning to love yourself. There goes the wind. Yup. So self-care is about feeling good about yourself, loving yourself, even with all of your imperfections and all your flaws that you think that you hate about yourself. It's not a belief you have to perfect. It's something that you learn to do. Some days it's easier for you to love yourself more, but it's those days where you're feeling a little sadder than usual, a little more doubtful of yourself, that self-care really comes in handy, because it really pushes you through those kinds of days. And it's those times where the way you perceive yourself is important, because that's how you strengthen yourself and how you pick yourself back up, because the only person who can really be there for you in the end is really yourself. So if you have a strong perception of yourself and you value yourself enough, then that makes everything easier. So it's kind of like a seed, you know, you water it and it grows, and that's how self-care is like. When you put time and effort into watering yourself, then you have the ability to grow and manifest into something. And let me put another disclaimer out there, that learning to love yourself and self-care is not really about trying to be someone else or becoming anybody else. It's literally about learning more about yourself and loving yourself. So it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's not about trying to be somebody else. It's literally just trying to be your best version of yourself. So let me start off by saying that for me as a person, I am very prone to overthinking and taking scenarios that happened long ago and like dwelling on it, ruminating on it, and just not letting myself let things go. Literally dwelling on things that I can't change, or things in the future that haven't even happened yet, and I stress myself out and I make myself sad, or just do any of that. So a lot of what I do is through social media, so it's kind of easier for me to want to compare myself to others and like, oh, that person has more followers than me, that person is prettier than me, oh, that person has more subscribers than me, or you know, like it's kind of stuff like that that I'm just more exposed to, especially because I work around social media so much. I also like to talk myself down, and I talk myself out of doing things because I'm like, oh, you can't do that, or you're not good enough to do that. Other times I just really wasn't aware of my self-worth. So I know a lot of you guys can relate to how I feel with a lot of these things, and a lot of the times that's why I started my blog, is because I wanted to write down all my thoughts and my feelings and give you guys advice. So I just thought I would make a whole video on it and actually put it on my YouTube channel. You guys didn't know I have a blog where I write down all of like self-care advice and things like that on my blog. So I'll have a link to that down below. I don't write as often as I used to, but there are some pretty good blog posts in there if you want to get inspired a little bit. So yeah, so we're gonna get into the 5 things that have changed my perception of myself and how I value myself, and hopefully you guys can take something from this video. If you learned something, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to share with your friends. everybody needs to love themselves. So yeah. So the first thing that I want to bring out there, and it's something that I feel really was necessary for me to tell myself, and I feel like in this generation it's very important for other people to really think about this, and it's taking time away from your phone. So this is a big thing for me that I'm still trying to work on. So a lot of you guys know, obviously I do YouTube, I blog, you know, I work on social media a lot, so I'm on my phone constantly, and it's become like a habit of me to check my phone in the morning, check it before at night, literally just mindlessly scrolling. There's a train. Just mindlessly scrolling through when I'm literally have nothing to look for either. Like, I'm exiting apps that I just like went into and then going into another app, and it's just like, it's not really productive, and it just wastes your time. And being constantly around social media can be easy to kind of dysmorph reality and the illusion of comparing yourself to others and thinking like, oh, that person has such a better life than me, or oh my god, that person's Instagram is just, they're living the best life, and it just like puts you in a position to want to compare yourself to others, and that's never a good feeling. As you guys all know, or you should know, that social media is overly exaggerated. I am one to vouch for that, especially because, you know, I'm on Instagram, I make my life look spectacular, and I only post the good stuff. Obviously no one really wants to see me, you know, upset or cry about something. They want to see the good things about my life, or like, oh, I want that, and like, that's the kind of stuff that you need to realize that social media is over exaggerated all the time. So it's good to understand what's real and what's not, and putting away your phone for a little bit, not being so consumed in social media, is a good way to do that. And the best advice I can give to you is to just stay off your phone, and it's really helped me stay on top of things and be more productive rather than just sitting on my phone all day and just scrolling through social media. So take some time off your phone. It really does help, even though it's still something I struggle with, something that I gotta work with, and you know, it's really helped me. Like, I used to go on Snapchat all the time. Now I barely go on Snapchat anymore. I think I have like 2 best friends now, because I don't know, I've just put my time and energy into things that will actually benefit me. Like, you know, obviously it's good to catch up with your friends and, you know, talk with people on social media, but it's not really, you don't really need it. So that is the first tip that I can give you guys. On to tip number 2. So this is very important. Also, I think it's something that everyone needs to work on. Literally everyone needs to work on, and it's positive self-talk. People don't realize that you're constantly talking to yourself. Like, when people ask you like, oh, do you talk to yourself? People say, no, that's weird. You really do talk to yourself a lot more than you think, and it's really important to be aware of your thoughts and realize what you're saying to yourself. We all have an inner critic, and we don't even notice our mind automatically thinking negatively about ourselves, or just having instant thoughts that are like, oh, you're not good enough. It's little things in your mind that you don't even notice that you're saying to yourself. Your self-talk and what you say to yourself is really important because it impacts how you feel. Like, instead of when something bad happens in your life, you say, oh, what did I do to deserve this? Or like, oh, why did this happen to me? Like, instead of making it into a negative thing, think about, oh, how can I learn from this? Oh, this happened to me for a reason, because I can learn from these things. Taking the negative and turning it into a positive, and it's kind of like overwriting your negative messages and turning them into positive things. Because if you think about it, our thoughts really do determine how we feel. When something happens, you think about it, you process it, and then you react to how you feel about it. So your thoughts really are a big part on how you feel about yourself and how you think. And there's a lot of things that really go into self-talk. Like, for instance, magnification. When you turn something little and just over-exaggerate it and make it into a huge deal, it's not really benefiting you, and it's just kind of ruining your mood, making things worse. One thing that's helped me with positive self-talk and just like talking to myself is to realize that I am human, I'm capable of making mistakes, and I shouldn't beat myself down about it when something bad happens, or something that I do to myself, or something I do to others. Instead of making it something that I have to beat myself down about it, maybe make it into something that I can learn from. So really it's all about self-deception and how you perceive everything, and not making everything so negative, because that really impacts how you feel, how you look at life. And if you can just turn your negative thinking and your negative thoughts and turn them around and make them into positive things, it will really make a difference, and you can truly feel that. So look at your internal dialogue, because it's really important. All right, moving on to number 3. So this is about mindfulness. So mindfulness kind of goes into self-talk and just being aware of your emotions and your thoughts. So being mindful and mindfulness is important for people to tolerate, process, and deal with their emotions in a healthy way. It's paying attention to your thoughts, knowing that they are just thoughts, and being aware of the present moment. And it's about focusing on things that you can control. When you feel angry, when you feel jealous, when you feel sad, it's okay to feel those things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not okay to feel those things. It's okay to feel those things. It's about being able to process those emotions and reacting in a healthy way. And it's really about regulating your emotions. Granted, disclaimer, that there are situations where, you know, you are going to react impulsively, where you have the right to react in a certain way, but most of the time we tend to be more reactive than more receptive. And what I'm trying to say is, when things happen to you and you feel some type of way, really let yourself look at that emotion, feel that emotion, and being mindful that these are just thoughts and just emotions, and obviously you're human, you're going to react in ways to these thoughts, but it's important to know the best way to act and the best way to really handle things. And being mindful really helps you make clearer decisions. It helps you manage your emotions, focus on your thoughts, focus on the present moment, focus on what's happening in front of you instead of what's gonna happen in a few days or what happened a few months ago. You know, it's really being aware of what you're thinking, how you're feeling, why you're thinking this way, but being able to feel things without judgment, and just being with your thoughts, but not, you know, grasping at them or making them be you. So mindfulness, your thoughts are just your thoughts. Be aware of them, but don't fully become them, you know? All right, number 4 is to take care of your body. So I know I mentioned before about, you know, the face masks, that it's not all about the face mask and whatever, and it's not. What I'm talking about is taking care of your body, because this is the only body you have. Whether you like it or not, this is what you're stuck with, and you need to take care of it. So a quote from Buddha that I want to share with you guys is, take care of your body. It's our vehicle for awakening. Take care of it. And it's true. This is what we're stuck with. This is how we react to things. This is how we do things. This is how we interact in the world. So you have to take care of your body. Exercise, do something small every day, stretch, eat healthy. And I'm not talking about having this ideal body and like obtaining that ideal body. I'm really just talking about focusing on how being healthy makes you feel, and just doing things every day to take care of yourself. Exercise, get enough sleep, drink your water, just little things like that, you know? So that is super important. Take care of your body, because it's all you got. And the last tip that I have for you guys is to find your passion. So I think this is super important, because everyone has something they wish to do or love to do, and it's important to do things that make you feel alive, make you feel happy, because those are the things where you're feeling your best version of yourself. Like for instance, for me, I love blogging, I love making videos, and I like to, you know, create content. And you know, pursuing my passions and doing things that I love have really changed me so much, have made me into such a better person, because doing things that make you happy truly changes you. So if you like to sew, if you like to exercise, if you like to go to the gyms, just do things that you love every day. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. You don't have to be like, oh, I want to be a billionaire, that's my passion. It can be little things, like if you love reading, read more. If you love writing, write more. It's just do more of the things that you love, because we really are on this world, on this earth, for really not that long, and you might as well be doing something you love, you know? So that is my last advice to you guys, is just to do things that you love, be passionate in what you do, and it will really change your life. Okay, so that is all of my tips that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope that inspired you a little bit. Make it a choice. It's a choice that you get to make to take care of yourself better. First we make our habits, and then our habits make us. So make it a habit to do these things, do these tips to focus on yourself, because you can only win by taking care of yourself and learning to love yourself more. You know, again, it's not a race, it's not something that is a destination. Take it one day at a time. Don't rush the process, enjoy it. It's like falling in love with someone, you know? You need to know someone beyond, you know, physical impression. You appreciate their strengths and you nurture their weaknesses, and you just need to learn to love yourself. It really is like loving someone else. If you can learn to accept the flaws of someone else, you can learn to accept the flaws of your own self. You are enough, and it may take time for you guys to believe that, but I believe it, and the effort to love yourself and respect yourself is extremely worth it, because you are worth it. Woo! Alright, so yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, you know, I hope it changed your life a little bit. I don't know, let me know. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!